Paul Chavez. The Stream, that's me. How you doing, everybody? Good morning and welcome to Facebook and 5 other platforms. And introduce yourself, my brother.
How you doing, Paul? My name is Robert Payne, and I'm the leader of the band Tortilla Soup out of San Jose, California, the Bay Area.
San Jose, I was saying LA. Okay, San Jose. Now, I first got to commend you. It's got that doo-wop sound. It actually, you got a hit on your hands there, brother. The sound,
Thank you.
the horns, we always got to say who they sound like. It's got a little tower power in there, brother. That's that horn section.
Here's a little story behind the scenes. My music teacher was actually Mick Gillette from Tower. I took lessons from Mick for a solid 3 years, and he ended up playing in Tortilla Soup for about 5 years.
Wow.
And he introduced me to Skip Mesquite, which is the original saxophone player for Tower of Power. So he played with Tortilla Soup for several years until he passed away. So that's where the influence of Tower of Power comes into play.
Now I get it. So tell me about the group now. I know that you've had a few changes in the group. How long has the band been together, first of all?
The band's been together since August of 2003, so about 19 years. And in the beginning, it was half Model and half Tower of Power. There was 4 members from Model, 4 members from Tower of Power. I was the only one that had not played with those groups or toured with them. So I was the leader, founder of the group, along with Mito Amador, Model. And so from the very start, it was a high level of musicianship in the band.
You ain't kidding, man. That's some heavy players. Now, God, Mick Gillette. I mean, these guys. You got some heavies around you. Now, why did it take you? Obviously, this is your new signal, and why did it take you this long, or have you been recording?
When we first started, it was just a side band. It was a cover band. We knew so much music from the '60s to the present. It was just like a side kind of thing. We never went in with the intentions of being a recording artist or original. Although we could write music, we were playing with so many different other groups that it was just so hard to get all 9 of us together.
Right.
So when COVID came around, my bass player, Joaquin Solorzano, who was the bass player from Malo as well, said, hey, I got this song, and why don't we go into the studio and record? And since we had a year to play with it, that's what we did. Now, the hard part was just going into the studio during COVID. We had to do it one at a time. We couldn't get the whole horn section in there to record. We couldn't get all the vocals together. So it was hard, but believe it or not, that horn recording that you heard us play literally took us 45 minutes to record it. And we walked out of there with what you heard.
Impresionante, as they would say. Really good stuff. And I can't wait to hear your next follow-up single. But this one is definitely a hit. We're talking about, Henry and I, our general manager, producer, was talking about, what kind of station? This thing can go on any genre. It's that good. We're really excited for you, man. Can you mention some of your players that play with the band right now, and you guys going to play anywhere? What's the scoop on that?
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to Phil Redamosa, who is our guitar player, and he knew Andy Vargas from Santana, and that's how I met you. So that's how I got onto the station.
Okay.
But Nicholas Mendoza is our drummer. Joaquin Solorzano, creator of the song, is our bass player. Dwayne Charles, our keyboard player. Chuck Lounge, singer. Christina Casada, singer. Juan Perez is the singer on the song. And then we have Johnny Beaumont, who actually tours with Huey Lewis and the News on saxophone.
Nice.
We have Mike Renta, 2-time Grammy Award winner on trombone. And then I finally got another wish come true. I got to play with Bill Ortiz from Santana. That's Bill Ortiz and I playing trumpet on the track. we called him in, and out of respect, I gave him the first part. So he's playing first part, I'm playing second part on the song. But it's just another dream come true to play with a player from Santana, play with the player from Tower of Power, play with the player from Huey Lewis in the News. All my dreams are coming true as a horn player.
Well, you're doing some heavy name dropping there, and my God, um, do you plan on doing any kind of touring or playing anywhere outside of California?
We do a lot of casinos. We do a lot of festivals. We have recently, in the last 3 years, been playing on Carnival Cruise. A lot of the oldie shows with War, Malo, Tierra, El Chicano, Zap, GQ. So we do have some shows in the talks right now coming up. Of course, with COVID, everybody is trying to lock things in still, but I think the foreseeable future looks pretty bright for us. We get a lot of calls, things in the works right now. So people can find out where we're going to be on tortillasoupband.com. That's our webpage, and at the bottom it has our calendar. So it's just it's kind of everything is in the making right now. But we will be out in all over California playing that song.
You know, around this time, there's two things that tortilla soup does. Either it makes you smile or it makes you hungry, like I am right now. Who came up with the name tortilla soup? Tell me about that.
As far as the name, I'm
Yes.
sorry. The name came about at the very beginning. It's the only name we ever had, and soup came from me wanting to play a mixture of music. A lot of bands back then were either all country or all funk or all R&B. I wanted to play everything. I grew up, I'm the youngest of six, from the Beatles to Earth, Wind & Fire to country to Spanish. My parents listened to Mexican music. So soup was the first word. And then Ramiro Amador, our bass player, said, hey, we're all Mexican, tortilla. And we all laughed about it. And within 1 minute, that was the name of the group. That is the only name we've ever had from the very beginning, 19 years ago. And it just kind of stuck. So that's where Tortilla Soup came from.
What is the plan? Obviously, you released this single here, and are you ready to really dive into this and make some things happen on the national level? I just got a text from a friend of mine saying, bring Tortilla Soup and DW3 to the Winter Park Jazz Festival. Huh?
Absolutely, we'd love to be there. But, you know, to answer your question, you know, it's our first single. Yes, a lot of us have toured and played with people, but where this is going to take us, you know, that's in God's hands. We'll cross our fingers and hope that good things open up for us. And, you know, but as far as continuing to do original music, I'm hooked. I was never an original music kind of guy. Now that I've been in the studio with my group, with my band members, I'm hungry for the second one already. So I think we're going to continue to do what we do as far as being a cover band, but we're going to start to add to the list of our original music. And then when we get to the point where, hey, which side are we going to pick, then we'll make the decision at that point.
I saw the video of For Your Love. Great video, by the way. You can watch it on YouTube under Tortilla Soup, right?
Yes, it's under Tortilla Soup Band on YouTube. Tortilla Soup Band For Your Love. And that was a 2-day shoot, and we did some of it in San Jose, California, and the other part was in San Francisco, California.
Beautiful, beautiful. You guys doing a great job. Production is great. So how well do you know DW3 and Andy Vargas?
DW3, I've met them in the past. He left Tierra right when I was starting to kind of more play with Tierra. We played with Tierra probably about 8 times already.
Okay.
So, but Andy Vargas is friends with my guitar player, Phil Rickmosa, and they're from Watsonville, you know, Salinas area.
Yes.
And Andy has sat in with Tortilla Soup, I know at least once, maybe twice, but Andy has his own show, and he called us to open up for him this past year, right before COVID. So we're starting to hang out a little bit more, and but again, I respect all those from Santana, Tower of Power, Journey, they have laid down the foundation for what we do. We're very inspired by them, and Andy is a great singer. He's a great friend. I don't want to sound like I hang out with him or nothing, but every time I do meet him or we do a show together, it's just a pleasure to be with him, and we have high respects for him.
Well, we gave him a great Denver welcome, and he can tell you about it. Denver's just in love with his music and what he does, and of course, whenever it comes with Carlos Santana to Denver, which they plan on coming with Earth, Wind, and Fire to the Ball Arena, that should be one show to see. He's always a great, very personable. Like we said, Winter Park Jazz Festival, it's got a little ring to the year. Bringing Tortilla Soup Band and DW3, man, that'd be a great show. Do you plan on doing any trips out to Colorado, New Mexico, any of those kind of places? Have you talked about it?
We've never left California other than the cruise. We played at Papas and Beer in Ensenada, Mexico. So, again, we'll see where this song takes us. If a promoter or, somebody wants us out there, I will gladly take the phone call and try everything in my power to make it work. But yes, the band is we do travel, and whatever pops up, we'll be more than willing to speak to somebody about that and get us out there.
Now, how many guys in the group total?
We're a solid 8. Sometimes we can get up to 10 if we bring the big horn section.
Wow.
So normally it's just myself on trumpet and Johnny on saxophone. Mike Renta plays with a lot of people, but when he's around, we'll bring him on trombone. So we have a lot of different options, size of the band that we could bring out there. But to have a 5-piece horn section with this song, we will make sure that when we do start to play it live, that the 5-piece is intact when we play it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, brother, I see some big things happening for this band. Keep it together, keep it strong, and keep it Latin, keep it soulful. Like Andy does, soleros, a little bit of soul and some boleros in there as well.
Yes, sir.
It's awesome. I got my boy Rocky Padilla doing the soldies, and he's getting ready to do some stuff here on KUHS as well. So we got some soul, but we got the brown blood, and it's always a nice mixture, isn't it?
Absolutely, it is. And again, just going back to the 70s and, Santana and El Chicano and Malo, they laid down the foundation, and we're friends with those guys, and we tour with them, we play with them, and so it's nothing but the feedback that we receive from them is what you're hearing out of Tortilla Soup. So we will continue to have that in us. We're strong on our genre of who we are, where we come from. And the Latin soul is, we've lost some greats, Rudy Salas and Arcelio Garcia from Malo, we lost them, but we hope to carry that torch for them and just keep playing. They created it, and we just want the music to stay alive. That's all we want.
Beautifully said. With that, introduce yourself, say the name of the band, and introduce the song on KUHS right about now. And I want to thank you for being on our show. Go ahead.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you. My name is Robert Payne. I'm the band leader of Tortilla Soup out of San Jose, California. Here's our hit, For Your Love. We hope you enjoy it. TortillaSoupBand.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Payne. KUHS, we're doing it again live. We are live worldwide, 5 different platforms, and thanks and good luck to the Tortilla Soup Band. Let's have some right now on KUHS, The Stream. Saludos a todos en California.
Salute. Thank you, Paul. Take care.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Tune it in on KUHS.